This is a German U-boat, a new engineering phenomenon in 1914 that was the child of the German war machine, some capable of 30 miles an hour beneath water. These were the terror of World War I. The year is 1917, and the war effort is not looking good for Germany on the Western Front. Their last resort was unrestricted warfare, to help would give them an advantage over the Allies in the war, and hopefully keep America out of the war by scaring them. Before we look at this historical declaration, let's backtrack a little and see why this choice was such a huge commitment by Germany. The first act that would lead to the decision is 1917, was the Battle of Jutland, considered by many to be the only real naval battle of the war. Admiral von Hipper was the leader of the German forces in the naval clash, and he went up against John Jellicoe, the leader of the German forces in this war. The battle took place off the Danish coast and resulted in the loss of nearly 8,500 casualties. Britain suffered far more at 6,000 lives, however it was considered their victory. The next factor was the Commerce War declared on all nations trading with Britain. This was Germany saying that it would use its U-boats to shoot down any incoming ships, whether they were headed towards Britain or not. America sent a message to Germany saying that it would be held accountable for any ship shot down. Germany was scared of America getting this war, so the German Chancellor, Bethmann Hollweg, persuaded his higher-ups to edit the order so it excluded neutral ships like America. One thing that came from the sinking of the Lusitania, which you heard about earlier, was a rule that said any time a U-boat wanted to sink a ship, they had to come to the surface with their U-boat and attack from there. Also, when it was a neutral ship, they could only sink it once everyone was out and on lifeboats. Though the government had every intention for this rule to be enforced, the military thought differently. Germany felt it was dangerous for their crew to have service every time they needed to sink a ship. One instance of this is when Germany sank the British ship, the Arabic, in which it was sunk without any warning. The Kaiser was enraged to replace his naval chief of staff from Admiral von Holtzstaff to Vice Admiral Bachmann. March 1916 was a crucial month when the next step in unrestricted warfare began. It was the removal of the law that said there would be no attacking of neutral ships, and the beginning of intensified U-boat activity began. Towards the middle of the year, two more characters were put into the military system, Hindenburg and Lunderoff, both high-ranking German officers. Bethmann Hollweg had always fought for higher positions for Hindenburg because they thought they had the same view, but in 1917, he was proven wrong. Hindenburg and Lunderoff called for a meeting with Hollweg and the Kaiser. It was obvious Hindenburg already had the Kaiser under his thumb, so in late January of that year, Hollweg announced that unrestricted U-boat warfare would begin. This act caused America to cut off diplomatic relations with Germany and eventually join the war.